Guys, I wanted to hop on here real quick and be a bit vulnerable. I've been sitting at this desk trying to, study content, taking a bunch of notes, truly looking at, my thought process and the person that I was versus now, and, how they correlate with all the weak points about myself that make me who I am and is stopping me from where I want to be with my life, having a successful business, having an even better physique, having, a fruitful relationship with somebody who's loyal and who actually cares about me. These things, I'm actually absolutely passionate about, and I feel like these are the only things that I want to continue to pursue to shape my life. And I'm just trying to look like, what type of stuff do I do that is incongruent to this old version of me, that version of myself who would drift off, who would waste his time and not think that highly of himself. So that's why he allowed himself to do things that were basically bad habits, right? Watching Netflix, watching, shows, playing video games to escape reality, being bad to other people, lashing out on others, having a short temper, all these things. Like, what am I doing, and how do I think now that I can remove so that I can become closer to that version of myself who actually has the things that I want? Because I've already known I'm not chasing those materialistic things. The more that I can detach myself from the external goal, the better I am at putting in the inputs and falling in love with the process. That's how I was able to build the physique that I have today, right? Before, I idolized these other people I'd see online with physiques that I wanted that were probably on steroids, but I was so fixated on looking a certain way, having that sort of confidence and aura. But what I was really chasing was what that brought me, right? The mentality that brought me, the discipline that it brought me, the confidence with myself, even if I didn't have it, that it would bring me. And, the work ethic that it got me, it was just overall better. I knew that I was chasing the mindset of things instead of the actual physical things, and the physical things was just a bonus, right? It was a way for people to actually respect me by having it. And that's why I was able to fall in love with tracking my macros, fall in love with showing up to the gym, seeing the strength go up and up, because I knew that I was getting closer to my goals. And that's why I was able to make immense success when I detached myself from that goal. And I'm seeing how I can do this now to have an even more fruitful business, get even better with my physique, and get even closer to the people around me by being a leader and, being able to provide abundantly with wisdom, and just, being someone that people actually like being around, instead of somebody who was negative, short-tempered, quick to judge because he judged himself all of the time, right? I want to be able to look in the mirror and truly see like what exactly can I do? What can I actually promise myself today and stick to long term that would make me become that version of myself who will eventually achieve those goals? I understand that it takes sacrifice to get the goal, or that goal becomes the sacrifice, because nothing worth getting doesn't require sacrifice. The things that you get without any level of sacrifice is cheap. It's something that doesn't last. It's something short, and it's something that basically isn't even good for you, right? When you play video games, it's instant. You don't have to do anything to achieve that goal, that good feeling, right? That outcome. But when you lust and watch pornography, you don't need any sacrifice. The only thing you're sacrificing is your soul and your time, and most people don't give a shit about that when they're looking at those things. They care about the nut. They care about that quick, instant, cheap dopamine hit that they're gonna get after busting. And They care about just the way that they feel in the moment instead of how they're going to feel afterwards and what it's going to do to them in the future, right? And for me, I mean, that was something that I had to learn time and time again before it actually got serious and I saw myself becoming somebody that I didn't want to be. And I had to look at myself and actually see, like, what the hell am I doing with my life? Like, this is not the type of person that I would want my future sons and daughters to look up to. This is not the type of person that I'd want my future wife to know me as. This is something that I have to quit. And that goes with anything, all the vices, all the addictions, all of the low ROI activities that give you genuinely nothing in return except to drain your time, energy, and your soul. These things will never benefit you and they're all the same. I want to be able to be somebody who looks at the things that I'm doing and I'm proud. I've given it my all. I've laid it all on the table and I get to go to sleep happy and actually fulfilled, knowing that I put in as much as I possibly could. And I want that to be everybody, right? If you're somebody who is struggling physically, you don't like the way that you look, you don't like whatever bank account that you have, it doesn't even have to be about business, because I fully believe in having fitness as the foundation first. You need to become that person first. And you can do that by mastering yourself before any other thing you pursue, right? And so if you're struggling in that way, then, I mean, ask yourself, are you really laying it all out on the table every single day to be proud of yourself at home? Are you always fixated on that external output, the end result, or are you actually focused on falling in love with the process every single day, right? If you can ask yourself that and be proud of what you're doing, then continue what you're doing. But if not, then I want you to also try with me to do this with yourself and truly just self-analyze. Look at yourself in the mirror, write it down. What the hell are you doing that you are afraid to tell people and you're not proud of doing? And and it's actually taking a lot of time and effort out of you, right? These things like video games or watching pornography, they are not fucking helping you at all, right? Watching Netflix, it only takes away your time. I mean, it's okay. There's plenty of people who watch shows, play video games, and they're successful, but you're not one of these people. If you're clicking on this video, this random ass YouTube video from some stranger online, this 20-year-old that you see, then you are nowhere near where you need to be. And you are just doing whatever you feel like doing in the moment, neglecting your actual purpose and choosing pleasure every single time. So I want you to ask yourself and genuinely self-reflect. Write down the things that are actually taxing your time and, is only there for you to feel that pleasure in the moment. That can even be as simple as scrolling, which is something that I'm still struggling with today. That's part of the reason why I'm making this video. I want to conquer that, right? Write down what you want to absolutely conquer and start checking shit off. Because if you don't have clarity on what you're running away from, you'll never know where you're actually going, right? And the easiest way to start is by running away from something, right? And then the next part of it is where you're actually going. I know that I want to become a father figure. I want to be a leader, somebody that everybody around me looks up to and is like, damn, I genuinely respect his work ethic. I respect his intelligence, his wisdom, what he has to offer. And I want to be a person who serves others instead of is so selfish that he cares about the pleasures of himself in the moment just because life may be not going his way, just because there's probably life problems that are hindering him from, being fulfilled in a way. Any sort of life situation that you're in, that's always going to be your fault in the end. And nobody else is going to drag you out of that except for you. You have to decide that for yourself, because if not, you'll continue to search for your pleasures in quick dopamine hits instead of actually attain real dopamine that was earned and that was delayed, right? Choosing that delayed gratification over that instant gratification, because that work that you had to put in to get that, of what? Tracking your macros, hitting the gym to get that physique, it's so much more worth it, and it's so much more sustainable. And you're never gonna get any negative reinforcements from it, right? There's a reason why you always feel guilty afterwards. The video games, you feel so empty afterwards. The watching porn, you still feel so empty and you can't get any fucking girls. That's exactly why. So ask yourself, where am I going down? What have I actually been able to accomplish with my life? What the hell am I running away from that's literally taxing from my soul essence, that genuinely isn't doing anything for my life? And how can I start replacing that with something that actually works? For me, it started with the gym, and I spent most of my time being there, obsessing over it, because I turned that into my obsession and addiction instead of the other things that was making me such a low frequency person, right? Somebody who nobody even wanted to be around. And that's how I was able to actually transform into the person that I am today. Me now is nothing compared to the person I was before, mentally or physically, right? My physique, the physique that you see online, maybe in this YouTube video, maybe on my YouTube channel, this just comes from my internal state. It's only an outwards representation of my internal transformation. The ideologies that I live by now is nowhere the same than what I was before. I thought being angry was tough. I thought that smoking, drinking, sleeping around with women, being addicted to pornography, and being lust driven was cool. You know, being a gangster, I want to be gangster, was a cool thing, you know? But that's literally nothing from the person that I am now. I understand the things that you are sacrificing if you continue down that path, the person that you become, because it's not sustainable, right? The people that do that at a young age, like the people that I were in school with that do that, they end up with girls getting pregnant that they're not actually taking serious. They end up still doing the same ass things that they've been doing since middle school, high school, and they end up in jail. They end up in the grave. And that's why it's so important for you to actually run from this shit, right? These things actually control your life. And I've been blessed enough to be put in the right position, be around the right people who care about self-development, personal development, because what I was running away from was something that would actually destroy my life. And my camera cut off. But like I was saying, I've been able to put that same energy into my personal development to transcend into a better person. And I'm only going even harder. I know that I'm so much farther, and I have so many problems that I still deal with, being similar to that old version of myself, falling back into those old habits from time to time. But that's why I'm going to continue to relentlessly put in action so that I can never become that way. I want it to be apparent in my mind what the hell I'm running away from so that I can never go back to it. Because every single time that I'm reminded, every single time that I look into the face of my family, my girlfriend, my friends, and they don't seem proud of me, they don't seem like I'm, who I want to be, I'm not treated the way that I want to, that's because I've been lacking in providing myself. I haven't been putting in the work that I've actually been supposed to be doing. And so that's on me, right? The The physique gets old, right? The money achievements get old unless you've actually 180'd your life. You have to take it that seriously. If you don't do it now, then you're never gonna fucking do it. What's different about tomorrow if today you don't decide to start, right? So I'm deciding to start today. I'm gonna continue to put in the hours into this desk. I'm going to continue to get client transformations and give them all my time in the world to also help transform their lives the same way that I'm doing with mine. And I'm going to continue to serve others as much as possible by sacrificing the way that I feel and doing what I have to do to better my situation and better the people around me, and in turn better myself. That's what I'm going to continue to do. If this video resonated with you at all, give me a subscribe if you feel like it, comment what you think about it, like, share it to a friend who needs to hear this message. But yeah, stay tuned on my journey. I'm going to make it one day. Trust.